For early access to more videos like this, plus exclusive content, community discussions, and more, become a patron at patreon.com/BrucePoinsett.
I had a more uplifting point I was going to like pivot to, but nah.
Well, I mean, the uplifting. Well, one thing, some people are going to be granddad from Boondocks in 30 years, 40 years, saying what they did and how they were on the front line and all this other stuff. But
man, Jim Clyburn already is. Anyways, I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah. But I think, you know, some of the things that have happened in terms of mutual aid and all that stuff, like people mobilizing, Black women getting housed for the first time in years, getting their own apartments and stuff, like things like that. Those things are examples of what could be if we actually started mobilizing and taking care of each other. And this is in this very small microcosm of what's happening. And then, like, even for the people who think they're doing good, people who like to think of themselves as good, a la people like the mayor, who can loan himself $150,000. And I know I've named Ted a couple times in this interview, but I think it's kind of like when we're really talking about state forces and our realities, mayor is a good proxy for everything. So somebody being able to loan themselves $150,000 for a campaign where he technically lost, because he comes from generations of timber wealth and is able to do that, and then ultimately espouse a lot of equity and DEI, and, you know, even hire some Black people, the most diverse staff that's ever been in the mayor's office, but ultimately still inflict his white will when he's upset that people are trying to protect themselves in ways that he doesn't agree with. I feel like this is a lot of the case study in what we deal with in Oregon. Ted Wheeler and his vocabulary and his realities, and in terms of his generational realities, in terms of what he does when it comes to how he enacts power, because there is a lot of DEI talk out here, but how it actually is realized in the fabric of everything, it's very different. You know, it doesn't ultimately change the dynamics of things. So, but the most inspiring thing that is happening in the midst of it is how people are actually taking care of each other, and people are trying to mobilize and take care of each other. It's just interesting, and it's very Oregon.